Part 1. Secrets to being a smart hoe. Give a girl the right shoes, and she can conquer the world. Marilyn Monroe. Number 1. Hoe world order. When was the last time a man gave you a Christmas gift that took your breath away? Where is that epic Valentine's Day gift that you can show off and make every girl on Facebook jealous? Can you post a birthday picture on Instagram of you on a vacation that cost you $0? I don't want to hear barbed wire-lined excuses about shallow corporate holidays or how you would rather sit home and cuddle than go on vacations. Don't sidestep the question with that "it's the thought that counts" bullshit. You have entertained grown men, given them your time, energy, and affection, yet in the end, you get the short end of the stick in exchange for the shiny end of the dick. If you publicize what you had to show for your last 2 relationships the same way you publicize pictures of your food, you would be the laughingstock of the internet. Add up all the free pussy you've given up to men who turned out to be assholes. Men who have undervalued you your entire life, and they will continue to do the least for the most going forward. You're not content with that treatment. You're angry. But you don't know how to change those results, so you bottle it up and go on the defensive. It's not you, it's them, right? Men today don't know how to court, how to date, how to treat, blah, blah, blah. But you fuck them, you fall in love, and you cry over those same men you complain about.
We know the game. The reason why you mad is because you let that man sneak in. It don't hit as hard when you just go off a dude you had a bad date with a guy and you didn't give him no booty. You can look past that, but that dude was charismatic enough to get them cheeks. And now you upset doing TikTok videos.
Your love life is a math problem that will never be solved because you refuse to look at why the numbers aren't adding up. Why do you always manage to get involved with men who are between jobs or who don't believe in that man pays tradition? Why can't you look through your phone and point out one non-family member that could give you, not loan you, $1,000 by the end of the day if you were in need? Your pussy is tight, your personality is bomb, and your heart is good. Yet you have never been truly treated by a boyfriend or even tricked on by these clowns who stalk and flatter you. Men buy you with words and compliments, and you pretend that's all you need. No woman is born low maintenance. She's shamed into that role.
Fair use.
And here you are, happy that a man wants to half-ass date you. Where's your essence of value? It's locked away under the notion that a good girl takes what's given and doesn't ask for extra. These men aren't too shy to ask for sex, but heaven forbid that you ask to be taken out and treated to a romantic night. Year in and year out, you prostitute your body for men that are only pretending to want your heart. It's time to wake the fuck up and stop being so foolish. Why are you getting used instead of spoiled? It's the men, right? Times are tough, jobs are few and far between, and guys do not have it to give in this day and age. However, when you look online or are out in public, you still see women who don't have half your class or looks being spoiled by good-looking and affluent men.
There was a video that was made and it interrupted. It was a woman saying, "Do men steal?" And the guy interrupted the video and said, "Yes, we just ain't doing it for you." So yeah, don't listen to these sob stories, about these women saying, "Do men actually still go on dates? Do they open doors?" Yes, just not for your homely ass. Okay? It's men out there that are doing that. You just ain't getting that treatment. Maybe you need to look within. Focus your power.
Look within. Focus your power. How interesting.
That couples dominate the tables. Go to a tropical resort and you will see that couples dominate the grounds. Men are still treating women by the millions, so there goes your theory that on-average males are broke or refuse to court anymore. Weak women blame to explain. Strong women who are looking to better themselves do the math no matter how much the truth hurts. Her one is the same as your one, yet she ends up doubling her value and you end up getting subtracted to 0. You don't have the power to do what she does,
Fair use.
but you don't know how to admit that. So you soak in that pool of animosity every time you see a woman sharing vacation pictures. Let's keep it real. You are a woman that has dealt with splitting checks, paying your own way, driving your own car to places, and while you say that you don't mind, it does bother the fuck out of you. You're not a hater, you're not disgruntled, but you know that you deserve to be spoiled too. You can go out and get your own, but that want to be appreciated remains, and nothing about it is anti-feminist. It's not about being dependent on a man, it's about being valued. You are a queen, but that doesn't mean you ever grow out of being pampered like a princess. Seeing other people who you feel aren't as deserving win is a bitter pill to swallow.
Women look on social media and they see a woman who they think they're more attractive than, and she's getting more than her. The next time that they meet a suitable man like you, she's going to expect that same type of treatment based off of what that woman is getting and what she looks like. She's like, man, I look better than her. Okay. And she can like, well, I deserve more. I can require more. Now my standard is this. If this woman can get that, then I know I can. Okay. So that's why y'all, kind of at a disadvantage, because they raise their preferences and standards off of shit that they ain't never had before, based off of what a woman who is less attractive is getting.
I don't care how pious you try to be, you don't think it's fair. And you find it very confusing. How do you deal with these feelings besides repress them and say, my time is coming? What do you think when you see men and women pass you in the mall with arms full of bags? Your mind decides that all of those men are dumb and all of those women are selling pussy for Balenciaga. A bunch of high-class prostitutes and Johns. Meanwhile, you're too much of a lady to sell your soul, so you'll go back to eating Chipotle with Dennis, your friend with benefits, who doesn't even have his own place. While you're eating that $5 burrito, your mind is racing with bullshit affirmations. God will reward a good woman in the end. My prince will come. Those guys probably cheat anyway. Countless women are going through these "why can't that be me" emotions, and the only way to keep sane is to make up excuses. But why hate when you can participate? I recently spoke to nearly a dozen women that live or have lived a life where men literally took care of them.
Fair use.
And I can honestly say that more than half of them were getting Celine bags, red bottoms, even cars leased, without ever sucking a dick or riding one. The men who do these things are from all lifestyles, not just the wealthy. Look-wise, they also run the gamut, so you can't chalk it up to only ugly men tricks.
I wanted to stop right there because that's another misconception that they try and make y'all believe on social media, is that all these women that use hotactics are going after older men who don't look the part and they got to take a couple shots just to sneak in with the dude. No, tricks come in all shapes and sizes. Matter of fact, just go watch an NBA game and pick out a couple. Okay? Just because those dudes are basketball nerds and they're great at what they do, they are professions in that aspect, in that field, that doesn't mean that they're automatically great with women. And y'all see this shit happen all the time. These dudes don't practice dick discipline. They don't know what the hell a condom is. They let one of these women using hotactics tell them, I'm on birth control. You can go ahead and skeet all up in me. And they do it. A couple weeks later, I'm pregnant. And now you looking like Anthony Edwards. Stupid. So that don't mean that these guys have more game or they just know women, like the back of their head. They be some of the worst tricks. If you think I'm lying, there was an episode on Shannon Sharp's podcast where he was talking to, I believe, a basketball player, where he was saying that the definition of football players tricking and basketball players tricking is completely different.
Basketball and baseball players travel so much more than an NFL player does. Before
Yeah.
I got saved, if she told me she talked to a basketball or MLB player, I can't afford you.
He was like, man, these basketball players, hey, they dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars on a woman to be put up in a particular city for when their team comes and plays there 2 times out of the year. Football players ain't doing that shit for the most part, okay? Because they ain't got money like that. Just like there's a difference in the types of jewelry that they wear, that's pretty much what they're talking about. So don't listen to social media and make it seem like only the older guys are targeted. Nah, all you dudes, especially a couple of guys that I talked to on the consults, you got that long money just like these athletes. Y'all brothers tall, you in the gym, they looking for your ass to trick too. Okay?
The identities of men who break women off would shock you in the same way females who walk into strip clubs for the first time are surprised at the quality of men throwing racks for a dance they could get for free. These women I interviewed aren't chasing old guys and fat boys. They are getting in the pockets of guys who you would probably fuck off appearance alone. tricks, treats, and sponsors are hidden all around you. These men aren't hard to get to if you know what to look for and how to set your value. You've probably been in relationships with tricks, but you never saw that side of them. Instead, you had to watch as the girl that came after you milked him. It's time to stop thinking that should have been me and make it you.
Fair use.
I can't tell you personally what you do wrong and why these men don't spend on you because I don't know your story, nor have I been on a date with you. However, I can show you exactly what other men do that you do not, and from their whole example, maybe you can step your cookies up. Any woman can get at least one thing she wants from a man. Yes, even that broke dude that just popped in your head. Feminine wiles aren't reserved for women with Coke bottle shapes or girls with flawless magazine faces. The art of seduction can be mastered by any woman with half a brain because the allure of new pussy is timeless. I want you to get rid of your preconceived notion that certain men are hoe-exempt. Some men are harder to crack than others are, but none are hoe-vincible. With any new knowledge that seems too good to be true, your first instinct will be to create a laundry list of excuses as to why it won't work for you. You aren't the kind of girl that can pull this off, and the men you come across aren't those kind of men that will fall powerlessly to these methods. Stop doubting. This will work 10 out of 10 times on any straight male, and if you do falter, it's because you didn't follow the steps. This guide is practical, kind of like putting together an IKEA dresser. You can get frustrated and fuck this up, but it's not because the pieces weren't in the box. It's because your fast ass didn't follow each step. Don't race to the last page of this book if you don't understand certain things. Reread it until it makes sense. It's important that you don't just inhale this like a trashy ratchet sex novel that you finish in one day. This guide is meant for you to study and absorb slowly, because it can literally lead to a better life if done correctly. To most, hoe is an interchangeable term used to describe a loose woman that fucks any and everybody. If you define a hoe as simply a dick-thirsty woman, then you're about to land in India.
Now, this is where things change, and he's going to explain, there's a difference between hoes using hotactics and sluts.
Damn, sluts.
How far off the map you are. Semantics. Depending on where you live, definitions vary. For example, the word bitch can be offensive, empowering a replacement for cis, or the act of complaining. Meanings destroy perceptions and reshape language, which is why we're going to take the art of being a hoe and forge it into a weapon, not an insult. There are women's societies labeled as sluts because they treat sex the same way most men treat sex, a physical release that they want to do with someone attractive. Sluts fuck to cure their physical lust or emotional loneliness, and sex is no big deal. Hoes fuck for status, money, or goods to cure their financial limitations, and sex is expensive. The key difference is one has sex for attraction alone, the other has sex for materialistic gains. I only use these derogatory terms to make it easy for those reading to grab onto a label that can be referenced. I do not think any woman should be boxed in generically. Like all human beings, women are complex, and within every good girl is a bad girl. At some point in life, you may do something another thinks of as slutty or hoish. In the bigger picture, it doesn't matter what other people think because your opinion is the only one that matters. Women have the right to have sex with whomever they want to, regardless of the reasoning. This is hotactics, which means that we are using my definition, not your uncle's theory of what a hoe should be. This isn't slut steps or groupie guides, and it has nothing to do with sex as sport or celebrity chasing. These are techniques utilized by real women that get status, money, or goods, as opposed to an orgasm from a cute man or relationship from a famous guy. I break hoes down into categories. Dumb hoes, who are usually low class and fuck for Olive Garden and T-Mobile bills. Basic hoes, who are usually of a higher class but don't have the sense to hustle for more than free entry to parties and an occasional handbag. Finally, smart hoes.
Hey, this brother was cooking, man. Dumb hoes, basic hoes, and smart hoes. Like I said, man, there's a difference. You got to be able to separate what type of woman or what type of hoe using hoe tactics that you're dealing with. And before we get off of this part one, I want to explain something. And this is where the men, you probably want to listen up to this. On average, women won't have enough money to match your financial energy. Meaning that the amount of money that you spend on her for gifts will never probably be matched by her. Okay? All women do this, but hoes take advantage of this. And I want to explain something. They're taught to give you, I call them breadcrumb gifts. Okay? Meaning that if you spend, let's say, $250 on buying her some new headphones, and I'm using headphones from the example that he uses in the book. You buy her some $250 headphones, right? She'll spend $19.99 on a car phone holder for you. You know what I'm saying? Just because. And you'll be so happy because she's thinking of you. But in reality, you spent $225 more during the gift exchange. They're taught to reciprocate, but never on a level playing field. Okay? So you spent $200 on dinner. She orders food, DoorDash, and picks up the $50 bill. Smart women listen. They know that men are taught that if a woman spends on you, that means she likes you. But there's no dollar amount attached to that, which is how this way of thinking flies right under the radar on a lot of you guys. So I want you to understand that. And again, these women are very smart. Like I'm doing this live stream, they listening. So I just want you guys to be aware. Yes, you can go ahead and accept that, but just remember that's how women use gift exchange. Oh, baby, I just bought you these towels because I seen you didn't have no wash towels for your dishes. Here you go. And oh, baby, thank you. And then you tell your homeboys, man, my woman bought me some wash towels. You know what I'm saying? Then the other day, she bought me a charger for my phone with the long cord. And you happy, telling all your boys, and you reward her with a nice date at Fleming's or whatever. And then when y'all in the car one day, she like, oh, I'm hungry. I want some Chick-fil-A. And you like, oh, okay, here go 25. Oh, no, babe, I got it. You like, oh, man, my baby paying for me. Got your asses. Yeah, you know the game. I know some of y'all like, wait, hold on. You know the game. I know it. Let's continue.
Who have reached the upper echelon of seduction and have fully mastered the art of give me because it makes you feel good to see me smile. Smart hoes are the most hated women on the planet because they don't use ass and titties. They use their brains to turn men into tricks without them even realizing they are tricks. The girls I talked to while researching this book get condos, cars, tuition, and whatever else they need to live. Smart hoes know how to use their pussy like a Green Lantern ring. All they do is focus on what they want, and shit falls out of the sky. This guide is for smart hoe usage. If you want to shortchange yourself for a Michael Kors bag and a trip to Jamaica, that's fine. But the message throughout will be aim high or don't aim at all. The first part of
So y'all understand, I'm pretty sure the guys listening, basically is centered around getting your funds and resources. It's simple, man. And like I said, the person who's the least desperate will win. And again, we not gonna sit here and cap and lie and be like, oh man, ain't no woman gonna get me. Cause all y'all, I was finna say in words, all y'all want some booty. You know what I'm saying? You want some vagina, you want to sneak in. So you gonna play this damn game. Don't act like you absolved from him unless you like William and he, abstinent or you celibate. The majority of y'all not that. You on the dating market. You making a lot of money. You may not know as much as these women who actually read these types of books, but you all want vagina, so you gonna play, okay? Unless you marriage minded, then you need to find a woman who is marriage minded as well. But until then, you gonna run into way more hoes than marriage minded women. We already know in this land of, sexual liberation and all this type of stuff, most women ain't trying to get married. So you might as well have fun with these hoes in the right way. Okay? It is what it is. Like I said, man, I would love for people to get married, but we know the game. I listen to y'all. I listen to both men and women. I'm on social media. Y'all send me the videos. I have a clear distinction on where we stand right now. Okay? Because I know it's guys in there and they ain't gonna get me. I'm just not gonna deal with them. I promise you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Something nice, coming there smelling like cinnamon and cocoa butter, legs greased up, you going. You're going to at least attempt to get to that thing. Okay? And she going to be playing that game right along with your ass. We're going to see who wins. Let me know how it goes. Because something nice going to pass by. Smelling good. She in the gym. She going to give you some seductive eyes. Look at your ass. And next thing you know, you planning a nice little dinner. You know, that's going to cost you about $300-$400 because you got it like that. And you want that company. You want a nice little woman to walk into Fleming's with you. You know what I'm saying? She got on a nice little dress. And she going to be playing that game. She get your ass. I know the game. I know.
This book is sex-free, so don't think you will have to fuck to make any of these tactics work. What? I can
see that? So he's trying to educate these women on how to get your money without giving you no booty. And that's why y'all need to read these types of books so you can learn the tactics and you can eject those cedo, cuz.
Eject those cedo, cuz!
Get my rent paid without fucking? Boy, you lying. If that amazes you, then you have a very low opinion of yourself and have no clue of your power. And I advise you to go read my other books over and over until you graduate to the first level of Spartanhood. If you're not using sex, you'll have to use something else, your words. This book will teach you the hypnotic way to turn a man out verbally. Sometimes you will tell them what they want to hear. Other times you will tease them into a frenzy by dangling their deepest desires like a carrot.
See?
It isn't about a lack of consciousness. It's about exploiting male psychology in the same way retail stores do market research to exploit the wants and needs of shoppers. You're not stealing, you're not taking. These men will give because they want to.
Because they want to sneak in.
You have to be heartless to manipulate a man. False. You don't have to be cold-hearted or a sociopath to pull this off, but you must be a saleswoman that isn't afraid to open her mouth. Nothing about these steps are malicious or evil. It's a safe blueprint for making sure you get the highest value for your time. Not your body, your time. If you're too soft and the thought of leading a man with your words and verbally seducing him scares you, then go back to your Applebee's 2 for $20 dates. Keep being content with watching Netflix while some loser tries to get your bra off. Allow yourself to stay that sweet, shy girl who thinks being nice will pay off. Men today are savage, they're unapologetic, and they feast on basic bitches like you who don't have the heart to be hard and use the power of her pussy.
You basic bitches.
Final warning. These tactics aren't for insecure women. You can get anything you want, and you will get anything you want without spreading your legs, but it does take one skill many of you don't have: unwavering self-confidence.